All right, we're now being joined by two student athletes from Kansas State, DJ Johnson and Wesley Wundu. Just ask that you raise your hand. If you got a question, we'll bring the mic around. Identify yourself by name and affiliation. And we just ask that you direct your question to a specific student athlete. We'll open the floor for questions. Front row.
Ken Corbett from the Topeka Capital Journal. DJ, you've had maybe a little more time to look at Wake Forest and just your impressions of their team and what impresses you about them.
They're a really good team. They run the floor, shoot the three ball pretty well. So we got to bring our defensive game. Transition is going to be really big, and they got a lot of good players. So matchups are going to play a big role in this game as well.
Front left.
Joel Jellison, Manhattan Mercury. Wes, looking at all the things that have happened over the last few years, how big does this whole moment feel for you to be the lone guy that was in that class with all those guys to get back to the NCAA tournament?
It's definitely a big accomplishment, in my career to get back here a second time. Even after all the things, major accomplishments I reached in K-State history, it's just a good feeling, to get back to this point, to get another opportunity to do some things this late in the season and make a deep run in this tournament. So I feel pretty good about it.
Yep.
Wes, again, what made you want to stick it out while so many other guys, it didn't work out for them in that class?
I don't know, man. I just gave a commitment to K-State, and through everything, I just talked with my family, and they just stayed with me, told me things would work out for itself, and as I'm sitting here right now in front of you guys, it have worked out for itself. Got a lot of opportunities for myself by sticking around, getting the chance to play in the NCAA tournament again before I'm out of K-State. So, just a lot of good things came out of it. Just had to stick through the bad.
Yep, front left.
For either one of you, just coming off the Big 12 loss to West Virginia, what positives do you take out of that game, and what do you look that you needed to sharpen up for coming into the tournament?
Wesley.
I think we just need to make some adjustments on the offensive end. Looking back at the second half, they went to a zone. I think we, got to go back to the drawing board and see, what we can do to get some more shots up against the zone. But, that's what we've been doing these past few days since that game. I feel very confident in us right now. And, I'm liking our chances, in this game to go do something, take a win.
Yeah, front left again.
DJ, what about for you after, everything you went through that last tournament run? What's it feel like to kind of overcome everything and be back here again?
It feels good to be back. Our fans have stuck around through the good and bad, and we worked hard the past 2 seasons to get back here to reach this point. So we're just happy to be here and ready to make some noise.
Right.
For both of you guys, how exciting was it? Coach yesterday said he was excited to get to the NCAA tournament for you guys, but how about the flip side, getting here for him?
DJ.
What does that mean for you guys?
It's always been about us, and over the last couple of weeks, Coach Weber and Mr. Curry as well have stressed that it's about us and no one else. We don't want to let each other down. We don't want to let our fans down, so we're glad to be back here for us.
Wes.
Yeah, pretty much what DJ says, we had the mindset this is about us the whole time, blanking out everything else going on away from the court. We've been focused on basketball this whole time, and that's how it's going to remain until the season is over with. So, it's all basketball, nothing else.
Any further questions for our student athletes? Wes and DJ, thank you guys. Good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Next, we will be joined by the head coach of the Kansas State Wildcats, Bruce Weber, at 6:10. good. Sorry. All right, we're now being joined by the head coach of the Kansas State Wildcats, Bruce Weber. Bruce, if you'd like, you can make an opening statement, and then we'll open the floor for questions.
Well, obviously, it's been a hectic 24 hours after seeing our name pop up on the TV, but we're just really excited to be here, to be part of it. And our kids, our players, our staff, we fought through a lot of tough things this year, the ups and downs of the season, the injuries, the tough losses, heartbreaking losses. Just Coach Lowry's son passing, and our guys kept their faith. They persevered, and we had a great finish to the season. And I really do believe we belong in the tournament. I think we've shown it. We can compete with anybody in the country. We've beaten some of the top teams, and we're just excited to be part of it. I think our guys will be ready to play.
Front left.
Coach, the guys seem to vary from a lot of knowledge on Wake Forest to I don't know anything about them. How do you handle a scout with a team like this with so little time?
Well, one of the things I told them last night, in this 24-hour period, we got to become the best prepared team on the court tomorrow night, and I think that'll be a key. They saw the film first time before practice today. We did some walkthrough. We'll get back together tonight. Watch the scout tape again, go through the scouting report, names, numbers, all that stuff. You can't go through everything. You just don't have enough time. But hopefully we're prepared because of all the teams we played. Everyone runs somewhat similar actions. They might have something similar to Kansas or something similar to somebody else, and that's what we're going to relate to them. And then some of it's just playing basketball. I told them I want them to be prepared. I want them to come with reckless abandon, and I don't want them to have any regrets at 11:15 tomorrow night. Leave it all on the court.
Front here on the aisle.
Kevin Haskin, Topeka Capital Journal. Bruce, what do you remember about Danny Manning, the player, and also how unusual is it to see a guy that had his stature as a player move on and now being a head coach on the other end?
I've gotten to know him a little bit as he's got into the coaching profession, and I've enjoyed him. I've enjoyed his wife, his family, just good people. And that, I think his character is one of the number one things as I've got to know him, quality person. And when you have success as a player, some of those guys, they don't have the patience to be a coach. They don't have the commitment, and obviously he does. And I think he's great for the game. He's great for profession. As a player, it goes back to I was assistant at Purdue. We were one of the top seeds, and we played Kansas State, ironically, hoping to play Kansas in the Silver Dome. I still remember it very well, and we had beaten Kansas State by 25 or something earlier in the year, and they got us, and we never got a chance to play Danny in Kansas. But great player, and obviously a great individual. So it's good to have him in our profession.
Front left.
Topeka Capital Journal. You kind of mentioned this a little bit, but do you see similarities what Wake does and maybe what Kansas does, or do they remind you of any team that you have played?
Well, they do some of the stuff. Obviously, Danny was with Bill for a while, and I think he's taken a few of the things that fit his players and use them. Obviously, getting the ball inside to John Collins, different ways to do that. They run the two game at times. They do some ball screens and get it inside, and maybe a little more. Kansas is up tempo this year, but Bill's always had a great pride in defense, and I think that's been one of his reasons he's been so successful over the long haul. Danny, this group, it seems very offensive minded, and kind of, I guess, in a way like Kansas is this year, but. We got to stop them. We got to get back transition. I think is going to be a big key, and then obviously limiting those easy post touches and easy post entries that where they can get. We got to protect the paint. I think we had did a great job last week in the Big 12 tournament against two teams that pride themselves get inside, Baylor and West Virginia. So it's good prep for this game.
Right here.
We're hogging the mic, I guess. Coach, what do you think it says about this team that they could go on the run they did over the last 2 weeks when their back was against the wall the weekend before that?
I think it says a lot about them. Their character, their desire, their determination, their togetherness. I think all those things that they, and our staff too. I think they've all done a great job of, staying, texting with them, encouraging them, tell them to hang in there, and then we were rewarded for it. So, I'm proud of them. I've said that many times. We've enjoyed coaching them. There's times when I'd like them to play a little better and a little more consistent, but it's been a good group to be part of, and I'm happy for them to have the opportunity. Now we got to do something with it.
Here on the aisle, left.
Joel Jellison, Manhattan Mercury. Coach, Wes came in with such a big group recruiting class, was the lone guy now to stick that out. What does it mean to you that he stuck that out, and how have you seen him grow the whole time he's been here?
I think he's made a big jump this last stretch of the season, and I think he all of a sudden hit him, this is it. And, that kind of, you see it, we talked about it in our league, Naslong, Motley, different players in the league have just, that last 10 games, Carter from West Virginia, kind of taken their teams on their back, and Wes has done that for us. But, I think Wes's background, his family, I told you guys he was in that crossroads in kind of his life, and do you go with this group and it's the wrong turn, or do you stay straight on the straight and narrow? And he made that decision. I think I would hope he'd say he's happy he did that. He's had a great career. He's done things people haven't done in K-State history. Starts 1,000, 500, 300, 100. With the points, rebounds, steals, and assists. So and now to get back to the tournament, I couldn't be more happy for him and DJ that they get this opportunity, and again, they deserve it.
Yep, here in front left.
Bruce, does this team at all use being the last at-large pick as motivation, or are there enough motivational factors otherwise?
I think they're just happy to get in and be part of it, we kind of prepped them. I started talking about it 2 weeks ago, and just, hey, if we get, if we're part of that last four, it doesn't matter, you're in the tournament, you have an opportunity, and we dealt with LaSalle a few years, who came through here and beat Boise, and then, got us and played very loose and free. You've watched VCU. Coach Smart did an unbelievable job, and that was a year they didn't even, I don't think they even got together as a group. They didn't think they had any chance of being in the tournament, and they end up in the Final Four. So, we prepped them about it, and I don't even think they, maybe they know because they get on Twitter and all that stuff, but that they were the last one. I think they're just happy to be part of it, and now we got to play with that determination we did the last few weeks and throughout the season. It's not like we've only played good basketball for 2 weeks. We've had some pretty good moments during the season. We just haven't had the consistency, and we haven't won some of those close games that we wouldn't even be worried about playing tonight or tomorrow night. We'd be a much higher seed figuring some things out. We were that close.
Right here.
I feel like a lot of the talk when it comes to Wake Forest has been on their big guy Collins. What else about their roster kind of strikes you as?
Crawford's very good, their guard. He can go, he transition, he's good. And then they got those shooters. Those other big guys are pretty good shooters. They spread you out. They get you in, roll and replace, where the one big who can shoot comes out on the court, and then they dive Collins in there, and they get you spread out. If they get you in transition, they get you inside, and then they can get you with space and make open shots. So we're going to have to guard. I don't, Kansas could really score. You looked at, what they've done this year scoring wise. Maybe it's, as the season went on, our league, it seemed to get a little tougher to score the ball, but first time around against them, they were scoring at a high level. Iowa State scores at a high level. They don't have quite the inside presence that they do. But we've faced some people that have played at this pace. They play at a good pace.
Coach, you had your back against the wall earlier in the year. So how successful do you view your stay at the Big 12 tournament, and how have you and your players built off that success?
Well, I thought our guys came with the determination to win the Big 12 tournament, and obviously we had a great win against Baylor. We were, led West Virginia. I don't know how, 37, 38 minutes, whatever it was, maybe longer. I don't know. And we played good basketball. We just, didn't make a play or two, and they did down the stretch. So I think we were disappointed, but they felt good that we competed. We guarded people. We're going to have that same determination that we did that last couple weeks of the season. We played at a high level. The other thing, we got to share the basketball, and we got to make the right plays. When we do that and play hard and guard, we're a pretty good team.
Front left.
Bruce, we probably asked you this to begin the season, but the conundrum that is Dean Wade offensively, can you still put a finger on it after watching him go through an entire sophomore year?
Yeah, that's Ernie Barrett's favorite wine, Conundrum. I bought him several bottles in his life, so in my life around him. But I talked to Dean yesterday. Because the week before he was really good, TCU, Texas Tech, and then last week at the tournament, he just didn't play with the confidence. Now, the one thing he has done, and this is what guys maybe played tentative, but he guarded Motley, and he battled them. He guarded their big guys. He's played great post D. He's fought. He's rebounded. He's done all those things. Obviously it would be nice if he, because he can give us a whole different dynamic to our team when he's spreading the court, making shots. He's one of our better passers. He can go make plays at the hoop. He just gives us so much more versatility than, when he's connected. I don't know the word, whatever, confident, connected, playing with that. I thought against West Virginia, he made that first shot. No one was scoring, and then he got a shot down. I thought, I was just so happy. I just yes, this is, he's going to get going. And he just, he made a few baskets, and, we'll see. I didn't think before TCU he would, play, jump up and shoot, and he played one of his best games of his career. I hope he surprises me and everybody else and has a great run here because he's a good kid, and I've talked about it. I wish he would be there right now. I know someday he's going to be a really, really good player. It's taken a little longer than maybe we all have had the patience for.
Any further questions for Coach Weber? Bruce, thank you. Good luck tomorrow night.
All right.
Next scheduled start for our press conference is 6:35. We will be joined by Wake Forest student athletes at 6:45.